Right, so just in from this side up in here, got a couple of little branches that are going to come over there and down that way. So I can just paint a few of them in. Some thinner, some thicker. Like dangling right down. See that? Love it. They just dangle every which way. I love painting these. Now I'm going to put some lovely red leaves back in there and right up. Yeah, it's coming good. You can always still go into these areas and make a few more details. You can also use your liner brush if you like. If you feel like you need to have the control, you can use the light brown while it's still wet, and you can just go down one edge with that. See that, all the way down that edge with that light colour. A load more. And then just get some water, straight water, and it'll allow you to just blend behind it. So it goes from dark to light. It leaves some nice indications like the bark and stuff like that. You can do this for hours. Absolutely do it for hours on end. Quite addictive. Right, so just by using the filbert brush, I'm going to mix a colour with dark burnt sienna, raw umber, the tiniest amount of black into that as well. Just put it there on the plate, and then I'm just going to mix some of that with this white, just a little bit, but I want quite a bit of paint on the brush. See that? This is acrylics I'm using here, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to highlight a rock that's behind this tree. So I'm going to do the top part of the rock first, something about like so, and then maybe there's another one at the other side of it, just there. So what I'm doing, I'm just painting the light in first, the light side of the rock, and then I'm just going to touch into that dark colour, the brown, the black, the burnt sienna, and I'm just going to use that behind. There's going to be some areas behind that are dark in the shadow. So I just want to leave a little bit of that light showing basically. Back here, literally nothing. Maybe we've just got a bit of something in front of it. If we use the side of the brush, we can do that like so. Just something there that's a bit, a little rock or something that's in front of that. So you've got two layers of rocks. Same thing again, I just use the dark on one side, light on the other, and then I can just come in here with the dark side and just paint up to that light area, just leaving a bit of the light area on the top. Basically, I can paint this tree back in front, that's not a problem at all. Now, I want a couple more boulders just over here as well. So, for then, I'm just going to come right underneath there, get a bit more white, maybe just on the tip, so that when I come through, it stands out that bit more. See that? There. Quite a big rock coming through there. And that sunlight that's coming down is hitting it. And as you can see, it's got the dark underneath at the back. Really good dark shadows to it. You can put a bit of something going on in it as well in the rock, so that it's not just flat. And then shadow behind it. something like so. And what I like to do is I like to get some more white on that other side, and then just in front of that you've got another big one. I want to pull it in, say, from there. I like to go straight on, and it's quite a straight flat one, is that. There, see that? It's a lovely way of doing these rocks. You do them layer upon layer upon layer. Now just on this one we've got a part where the rock is actually coming over and giving a bit of highlight just there. Just a little bit of highlight just in there, up to that, and then it's the shadowed bit. But then come back to my dark, the brown, the black and the burnt sienna, and then just in there I want to paint a sharp line and make it look like that's a separate layer. Yeah. There. So that's just a separate layer that I just put in there, and then you can paint a few little shadows up into that bit, and this can be a proper shadow down here, really in the deep dark shadows. Happy with how this is going. It's going just as planned. Here and there you can put a bit of dark back in, make it look like little boulders and rocks and all that that's going on. And then again I'm going to go back to my light, a straight light colour, and then just up in here I'm going to make this one come in front of this. So this one here, I've now just pushed it in front. It's your world, you can make your mind up where you want these to be. Maybe you want it different to how I'm doing it, that's cool. That is the beauty of creativity. I always want to encourage people to be as creative as possible. And when I do these demos, it's just a guide for you to actually learn the techniques, and you can apply it to how you want to do the painting. See, I want these shadows to be quite dark for these rocks, and then it gives a lovely contrast against the light, so that when I put a little bit of light in, like for instance if I put a small amount of light in there now, just a small amount, now this rock is in front of that, and then maybe I can pull another one just up there that's a bit of a funny shape. So I'll put the paint on there, and it's still got that shadow behind. That's the important thing, because it'll create them lovely layers. You just come in there with a bit of dark behind that. Now this tree here is going to come, get some water on the brush. It's going to come through about there. And that's not quite so dark, you see. So it's nice, so you can get a bit of that lighter colour into that. And then you can get the browns, the black on one side again, pull through the light colour, and then I can make this a bit brighter on the top, just in there, a bit brighter, and then follow this through and down, so that we've got some depth and distance in as woods. Same again, I'm just going to come down in here and put some dark in. Really good and dark back in there. And then maybe blend this light bit to there a bit. Just putting a bit of light in. Same over here. I'm just going to come along and imagine something behind that. There's another boulder there. Just quiet though, it's nothing major. Now I'm just going to go back to doing these foreground rocks again. Get some darking for that. So I want that to be quite a chunky rock. And the only thing you're going to see is you're going to see some really nice leaves underneath and stuff, where the leaves have fallen from the trees all on the floor. There. Good. Right, again, just want to get some more light. One side, dark on the other. We're going to do this consistently. Light on one side, dark on the other, so that we've got that. And this, the light side is always the top edge. It's always going to be that top edge. So this one I want it to come up from there and then go down. Just there, I want it to go down, because in there we're going to have some sort of a little pathway coming through. Nice. I know I want leaves to come up to this, so I'm just going to get some more white and give it a nicer highlight on the top. Just a bit more colour in for that. That's it. And leave a shadow behind. Maybe something like that. That's good. So I've left a big area here for this, because I want it to have this shadow and then the leaves underneath that shadow. Cool, I'm happy with how it's going. Now just over in here I want to more or less put some more boulders the same as I have there. A bit more so that you can see this. I want to highlight it a bit more so that it's a bit more exaggerated for you guys to see exactly what it is that I'm doing. So I've made it slightly bit brighter for you all. There. Just on that boulder, and then that comes down. You see a bit of something in there. Maybe a tiny bit of something in that shadow. Something and nothing though, is that. And then on these over here I want to increase the brightness as well. Make it a bit brighter on the top. And then darker behind. Just finding that balance. See, I want it to be bright enough to stand out. Stands out well now. Do exactly the same thing for this, just to make it look brighter. That's it. There we go. Works a lot better once you get more light on these rocks. But you can keep going back to them, don't just think they're finished once you've done them. See that break then over there and leave these nice shadows. That's exactly what I wanted. Now basically I need to stick some more on the opposite side, so I'm just cleaning the brush off. and then I want to put a couple of boulders over this side. Right, so same procedure, black and brown one side, the white the other. Now just in here I want to put some a bit further away. There's a pointy one, so it's like points up there. And it's quite bright actually. I need quite a lot of white. And that's just in there. If you've got your highlight on again, you've got that black and brown on the bottom part of your brush, so you can just go back into that and put a shadow in. There. Forget about this tree here for now, we're going to put that in front of it. It's not a problem though at the moment. There, so we've got a nice highlight on top. And then I come in and just reintroduce that brightness of that. There. Love it. There we go. Maybe one part just comes down a bit. Now, I know that I want one in front of all this, so I can just come right up into that like so, and just push it right over, so it's got the dark underneath, and a lovely bright top. For that one. Just loads and loads of these little boulders is what I'm wanting to do. And it adds depth. To a woodland scene like this, doing this really does add depth to the picture and the painting. Shadow behind that. Nice and dark still in them shadows. It's always really important. Right down. Smart. Maybe one of them is showing just behind here. Just do that and then give it a dark area underneath. There's all them trees aren't even there, forget about them trees at the moment. I just want it to look like a rock or a few rocks through the tree. Right, well, I'm happy with how it's going so far, and what I want to do, I'm going to do a layer of leaves either side. Son of a bitch.